Thank you very much, Marcella. In the first instance, I'd like to thank AmCham and PwC for organizing this very important event, and the fact that starting the discussion on ESG topic is a very important for the country and for the businesses as well, but for the society, generally speaking, particularly because of the EU candidacy that Moldova got this year, or last year, 2022. Now, a couple of words on Transoil. So, Transoil is a regional business with offices in Chisinau, Bucharest, Geneva, Novi Sad, and an office in Middle East. And just a third of the business comes from Moldova. So, Transoil is rather a regional player, Central and Eastern Europe, and that's the strategy that our shareholders put in front of all of us a couple of years ago, when we've changed a little bit the shareholder structure with entrance of Oaktree Capital Management, now part of Brookfield Asset Management, to the board. Definitely, ESG for us is not a choice. ESG for us now became already a backbone of our processes, of our day-to-day life, and generally speaking, now we are passing in a way process of business re-engineering, considering all of those three pillars that stand for ESG. So, being agricultural, or rather an agri-industrial business in the region, we do export. So, in 2022, we did export from Moldova alone about $400 million worth of goods out of Moldova, and about $750 million of goods from the jurisdictions that we are in Romania, Serbia, Moldova, Ukraine, to the European Union. And that's just, once again, a third of our destinations as Transoil business or revenues crossed last year about $2.5 billion. So, access to the EU for large corporates and for the region, not just for Moldova, Transoil is a large corporate, being one of the largest employer and, number one exporter out of the country, is a very challenging exercise, but also that brings a lot of opportunities. Once Russia invaded Ukraine, the traditional chains of supply of, for example, sunflower oil, our traditional product that we produce here in Moldova for free crushing plants, but one in Serbia and one in Romania, became disrupted. So European large distributors and retail chains, they started to look elsewhere for sunflower oil, because there is a huge lack of oils on the shelves of the European markets. And we've got, and just to exemplify that, what does it mean exactly? We've got requests or whatever, we've got a lot of requests to supply oil, and we were overwhelmed by this demand. But generally speaking, in the end, we signed an agreement, a supply agreement with a German large distributor. But before that, they literally done, an ESG due deal. And for us, it was a challenge in a way to not being compliant enough, but rather to gather the information. And it was in the same time with, beefing out the team, reshuffling the processes, rethinking the ERP systems and the accounting systems that we have in place. And in the meantime, we were, and we are still working on the final, when we are on the verge to produce our first ever GRI report. It's a Global Reporting Initiative report, that's a report that's going to be released in the next couple of weeks. And generally speaking, we are very well aware and of the ESG importance, and the pillars that are here, I would probably second literally every second speaker in these panels, is that the G, or the governance, the pillar of G that stands for governance, is probably one of the most important, because in the businesses like Transoil, very large businesses regionally, without any group support from elsewhere, from Western Europe or North America, well, sometimes it's getting challenged. It's just a challenge to get everyone on board. But once you've passed that, once you have your shareholders and C-suite managers aligned with the mindset of the ESG, things are getting more interesting and very effective and efficient. So, well, I would stop here probably for the moment. So, thank you.